Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all the sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
Well, the theme for this week is faster. And maybe, just maybe, next week will be more intense. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe. Of course, with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing this week?
I'm doing all right, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice Georgism there. I like that.
We try, right? We try.
Yeah.
So, we got a trailer this week.
We did. Yes. Mandalorian, Season 3.
Yeah, and it's funny because normally, and I'm assuming they did announce this, and we just were sleeping on this.
Yeah.
Because I was bowling, right?
Yep.
And they had the Monday Night Football game on. And right at the start, I see this thing. It's like The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer later tonight or whatever. I'm like, the hell?
Exactly. Now, I will say, there's probably not as much, not as much big hoopla made out of the television show trailers as like when the movies were coming out.
I don't know, man. They put it on Monday Night Football during Super Wildcard Weekend.
Right. All I'm saying is, like, we had notice, like, back when, like, the Last Jedi trailer was coming out. It's like, you need to be watching this,
right.
the Super Bowl or whatever it was, and weeks ahead of time.
Well, I was only imagining that, like, okay, the first week, Wild Card Weekend, right? It's the first week of playoffs. The most teams are in, so your viewership should be up,
right?
The playoffs are always going to get high viewers, so I would assume ad buys are expensive. And then they went and changed the name. It's not just Wild Card Weekend anymore. It's Super Wild Card Weekend.
Of course.
So I'm assuming adding Super made it even more expensive.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking, like, it's going to be expensive.
Probably
they're going to want people to watch that shit.
50% probably.
I mean, like, come on, it's Super.
Exactly.
What the hell is that? Super Wildcard Weekend.
I don't know.
Is there just more games than there used to be? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Not to go talking football, but
exactly.
I didn't feel any different.
I like it.
Like, oh, look, it's opening weekend. Nobody's tuned up.
Right.
They look like crap. Seriously, as a Detroit Lions fan, Doug, watching football this weekend, you would have thought, like, man, the Lions would have rolled through half these teams. They would have won a playoff game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
if they would have got it together in the beginning of the season, they'd have won a game.
Right. One day, right?
Yep. That's what they say. Hey, George said Star Wars would never happen again, and here we are. So there's always a chance.
Yes.
There's always a chance.
Always a chance.
Lions fans, don't lose hope. At least you don't have to wear bags over your heads anymore.
Wow. People actually do that?
They were.
Oh, cool.
Like in the stadium.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anywho, back to Star Wars.
Right.
Season 3 of The Mandalorian, the trailer. Well, what'd you think?
Well, saw some cool stuff in there, These trailers are always, man, I don't know. They're always hard for me to, like, break apart and just break down. All they really do for me, they do what they're intended for. It just gets me, like, excited to see the show coming up. So, I mean, I hate to speculate on, things are going to be this way or that way, because you're always wrong, At least I am. I don't know.
Yeah, typically, I mean, that's the way it goes.
So,
You can go back and visit all of our speculations and go, wow,
right.
these guys don't know jack.
Exactly. But I mean, Mando goes back to Navarro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get to see Carl Weathers. Looks like he's running things pretty darn good. Navarro's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
People look happy. I will say this. I'm going to be curious. What are your thoughts? I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think they address the absence of Cara Dune? Or they just not even bring her up?
Not even bring her up.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling the same way. I would like it if they said, she's gone doing this great thing, blah, 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 and we'll never see her again. But, I think you're right. I don't think we're going to even mention her. But,
I mean, it's either that or he's going back for the funeral service.
oh, God. Wow. I guess that's putting an exclamation point on things if they do that.
Yep. At least as long as there's not like a scene where they're like passing a blaster back and forth or something. It's a flashback.
Oh, God. Wow. Man, you're going dark.
Dude, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they address it at all. I think it's just written out, done. Never going to hear about it again.
Right.
Like it never happened.
Yeah. That's probably the case.
But yeah, you were right though. Navarro's looking pretty hopping.
Right.
One thing I was interested in, you see the armor in this, and he's saying, I'm going to go to Mandalore,
right?
Repent for his sins or whatever, wash his sins away.
Yep.
And then, like, after that, you just see shot after shot of him with other Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why you want to stick with that club? This other club seems bigger.
It seems bigger, and so here's what I'm wondering. What club is this? Are these more of the don't take off your helmet guys, or are they more like Bo-Katan style, where it's like we don't care about taking off our helmet, and you don't have to go like slosh around in the waters down there, dude. You're fine.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be more of the latter.
Yeah.
Like, don't care. Like Mandalore used to be, right? Like they got to go get their armor out of the closet, right?
Right.
I mean,
so do you feel like this is going to bring like here we are getting ready to do exactly what I said I don't want to do. Anyway, so do you think this is going to bring some sort of like a conflict between this the armorer faction and whoever these Mandalorians are that we see Din Djarin with?
I mean, maybe.
Right.
Maybe. I doubt it. I mean, it was the Children of the Watch, right? Wasn't that the name of the group?
Yeah, something like that.
So,
but I mean, okay, we do see Bo-Katan too.
Right?
Was that the throne room on Mandalore that she was in?
I don't know. It looked pretty wrecked.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean,
so you gotta wonder. I'm just saying, you gotta wonder. Maybe she comes to some sort of agreement with Din Djarin here, and those are her people.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how welcoming her people would be.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to say.
Didn't work out great. Didn't work out great.
So I do like the looks of the we'll say quote unquote live action version of capital city here on Mandalore. You know,
Mhm.
just blown apart. Looks pretty good.
What do you think? What's his name? The rebel guy he's been dealing with. Not rebel, but New Republic guy.
The guy that was in the X-Wing?
Yeah,
Isn't it Carson or something?
yeah, something like that. What do you make of what he's saying? Like, there's something brewing here. Like,
Well, okay. I have a feeling this is in direct reference to, what you call it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What you call it? I don't know. What's your thought?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, is it just like a reorganizing of the little Empire factions that kind of broke off? And
Well, I think it's the, Kylo Ren, Snoke, Hux faction, basically, is what I think it is.
you think they're cropping up that fast?
Well, I mean, takes time, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be showing up that quickly. Could it be a reference to like they're reorganizing because something like Thrawn's back?
So, again, he does make mention of the Outer Rim, right? Or something. Thrawn's like beyond the Outer Rim, is he not? I mean, and the maybe they're talking about, something's brewing on Exegol, but we don't know exactly what we're talking about here. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be a reference to the sequel trilogy as opposed to Thrawn. Because Thrawn, I think, is going to be handled in the Ahsoka show.
Oh, I agree. My only thing with like the Thrawn suggestion, and that would be kind of funky anyway, given how the Thrawn story has played out in the novels and what his goals were and why he was there. So I don't know if like reorganizing the Empire and like unifying the Empire would be like in his interest,
Right.
because that's not what he was out to do. I could almost see like some weird way of this working out where everybody's just like, what's going on here? Because Ezra and Thrawn are kind of like, in some sort of like mutual agreement
Right.
because of what Thrawn's goals actually were in finding people to help save his people.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Hey, look, we're speculating.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
And spoiler alert, we're jacking it up.
Oh, of course. Yeah. We don't know what the hell we're talking about.
No, not at all. Not at all. But along with this trailer release, or it's a press release that came along with it that listed off the directors for season 3, the producers,
Right.
all that good stuff.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we got some returning directors and some new names. So we're gonna have 8 episodes. And directing, we're gonna have Rick Famuyiwa, Rachel Morrison, Lee Isaac Chung, Carl Weathers, Peter Ramsey, and Bryce Dallas Howard. So we know we've gotten some good stuff from at least 3 of them.
Mhm.
So
2 names missing from that director list.
they start with F.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a feeling that both of those guys are kind of like on the busy side now. I think they've been told, this directing crap, yeah, you guys can lay off of that. We need you coming up with new shows,
Right. Well, they're both involved in this, the Book of Boba Fett, and
Ahsoka, right? And then there's the what is the one supposed to have the kids and stuff?
kids?
Yeah, Skeleton Crew.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Forgot about that.
right. So, yeah, there's a lot going on for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, there was a lot going on before. I think it's odd that neither one of them stepping into the director's chair for an episode or co-directing an episode or anything like that.
I got a feeling they're busy. like busier than they were before. Season 2, things might have been ramping up. Like when they were doing season 1 of The Mandalorian, they were focused on that. Going into season 2, I think they thought, okay, we can do some fun stuff here. Now I think they're just like pulling their hair out busy.
Right. So is it confirmed to be 8 episodes?
That's what it says right here. Yeah.
So a shorter season.
It says this from the press release. Eight's the norm, is it not, for Mandalorian?
Is it?
I thought it was.
Maybe it is.
I can look into
I
this.
thought it was 10 for some reason.
I think other shows have 10. I think The Mandalorian is 8.
See, this is why you don't listen to our speculation.
Right. Most of the time, we're wrong.
Yeah, there's 16 total episodes.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
8 episodes, and guess what? This one's going to be 8 episodes.
Right. So.
And I bet they all have the word "the" in it. There's only been 2 that don't.
Right.
So I wonder what this makeup is, because this is 6 directors, right?
Yes, 6. So maybe they are directing an episode each, but they just didn't want to put their names out there. That would make 8. There you go. Solved. Got it, Joe.
Either that or 2 of these other directors are doing
right.
2 episodes, or someone's doing 3.
Right.
So you think Carl Weathers is directing the episode he's in?
Quite possibly. I've got to say, the episode he directed that he was in last season was pretty good. Liked it. So.
Just keep the crew out of it.
The crew?
Yeah. Isn't he the one that had the t-shirt guy in there? Or jeans and t-shirt guy?
Might have been, yeah. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, his was the episode called The Siege, which was the one where they found all the Snoke looking clones and all that, and had the big chase scene and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah, I say the big chase scene like, it was the only one that season. But I think y'all know what I'm talking about.
One of the.
Yeah, one on Navarro.
So, yeah. It's a good lineup. A couple of them we don't know, but.
Right.
For the most part, kind of known entities here.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm kind of excited for this to get here. I like The Mandalorian. I like where they've taken it. I like what they've done with it. The other shows had since then have had their little quirks that might rub you the wrong way just a little bit here and there.
Right.
The Mandalorian has yet to do that for me. Really. I know you have your hang up with, the, what'd you call it? The
lack of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, where it's this whatever
parade of cameos.
Yeah, cameo of the week. That's what your thing was.
Yeah,
right. So, we'll see. But I
this is exciting to me because this looks like they're going to talk about The Mandalorian.
Right.
And that's been my hang up all along. And it, like I said before, I say hang up like I say it like I haven't been enjoying the show. I have been enjoying the show.
Right.
I think it's been really fun, but it's called The Mandalorian. I want some of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like I've gotten more of The Mandalorian story out of the Book of Boba Fett than I have The Mandalorian.
A lot of the major, groundbreaking points. Yeah, the whole
His biggest
being cast out.
interaction with his clan
Yeah,
happened in the Book of Boba Fett,
it's true.
not in the Mandalorian.
Right.
The piece that set up season 3 happened in the Book of Boba Fett, not in the Mandalorian.
Exactly.
That's the stuff that kind of irked me a little bit.
Sure.
It should happen in the Mandalorian.
Well, it does look like we're gonna see plenty of Mandalorian stuff. Don't forget about Grogu, though. Right at the end of this trailer, we did get to see him, force pushing this creature, which I saw some people calling this guy a monster, but I don't know, he was holding a blaster or something when Grogu pushed him and it dropped it. It was, so kind of interesting.
Yep, and Grogu looked like he was not done.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this dude's going to get smacked around a little bit.
Exactly. That'll be interesting to see. Grogu's development here. And how do you train a Jedi without Jedi skills? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a little out there. Luke just lets him go. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, go do what you're going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looked like he was self-piloting, too.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we'll see. Should be interesting.
But he did look pissed.
Pissed. I don't think Grogu could look pissed. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, he can. He looked pretty irritated when he was choking Cara Dune.
That is funny.
He's like,
Yeah, what's funny is this trailer, it's actually got me kind of wanting to go back and rewatch the prior 2 seasons before this one comes. If I have time, I might try and do that. I don't know. It's going to be tough, but I might try.
Yeah. I mean, given this release date, time is of a premium right now because we're in the middle of the Bad Batch.
Right.
So we've already got things on our 2-watch slate.
Yes.
So trying to get back and watch this stuff is going to be a little tricky, but
this is kind of one of the problems that we talked about with so much Star Wars coming at us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We were like, Star Wars rewatchability is a big thing. It's like, well, if you're going to watch the new stuff, then you don't have time to watch the old stuff over and over again. This is kind of getting to be a thing. It's like, I think we kind of predicted that.
We went right from Obi-Wan Kenobi into Andor.
Yep.
Into the Bad Batch, and now we're going to season 3. We're gonna head from season 3 into Ahsoka most likely, and
right.
You'll probably have the Acolyte shortly after that.
Oh yeah.
So there may be a movie someday.
Someday. Let's not get our hopes up.
So, but I mean, there's a real possibility that a feature could show up in there, especially after, what we heard recently from Patty Jenkins.
Oh, right. Yep.
With Patty Jenkins' slate being cleared up now, maybe Rogue Squadron could end up, getting going again.
Well, any film, it's going to take a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean even if that gets going again, we're probably 2 years out, right?
At least, yeah. We're not looking at next year for sure. If I say it with that much confidence, that means it's going to happen. Just saying.
I'm sorry. I missed that. For some reason, an ad started blasting in my headphones here.
That is amazing. I don't know how that happens because we have no ads on this show. Anyway, what I said was, there won't be a movie next year for sure.
Correct.
And I said, if I say it confident like that, it increases the possibility of it happening.
Right.
I'll be wrong.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting a movie next year.
I know.
You can say, yeah, we're not going to get one. You can say that all you want. You're right. All right. The Bad Batch.
Yeah. More intense.
I
said more intense.
Yeah.
Or faster.
Faster for this one. So this is what, episode 4?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so season 1, episode 4, faster.
Right.
I gotta say, the beginning of this episode, I was kind of like, well, this is weird.
Yes.
You got Hunter and Echo off.
Making McDonald's deliveries, right?
Yep.
What is it?
And
Nerf nuggets? Sorry.
huh?
They were delivering Nerf nuggets.
Nerf nuggets, yep. At least they didn't say frozen.
Right.
So.
Carbonite frozen Nerf nuggets.
God.
What?
Some of these references they make now, I was just like.
Oh, I know. It's great.
It's like I just got done reading, and not to sidetrack too much. I just got done reading the latest installment of the High Republic Convergence.
You okay? You gonna be all right? Sorry.
It took until the end of the book for me to understand like what's happening here.
Oh.
And how it connects. And I still don't entirely understand how it connects to the first 3 novels.
Okay.
Because there's a jump back in time.
Okay.
So you had 3 novels that were in succession. I've only delved into the novels,
right.
Not the young adult books, the comics, anything like that.
Yeah.
I've strictly stuck to the novels, and I could be losing out because of that. I don't know. But this one, I got like, I'm like halfway through the book. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, how does I was expecting a continuation. I probably should have read the description or something or got a little more information. I just said, oh, the next book's out. Got to check it out.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, like I said, I'm like halfway through and I'm like, what's going on here? And there was literally no connection for me until they mentioned the name of a ship. And once they mentioned the name of the ship, I'm like, okay, someone else is in charge of the ship right now.
Oh. Wow.
So this has got to be beforehand.
Wow. Okay. Man. They make you work for that one, huh?
They did. I mean, it's not like the story was bad. I was just confused at where I am.
Right.
And like I said, I could have probably educated myself better going into this.
Yeah, but
I'm not super invested in the High Republic. Right?
So here's the thing. They started to get into this issue with the old EU, right? Where stories would cross over from novel to comic, and it's like if you are, let's just say, a book reader, and that's your thing, that's what you like, you're a book reader, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go out and start getting comic books just to try and,
keep up,
or what's the word I'm looking for? Connect all the dots, right?
Maintain pace, right?
It's like you like to read books. You should be able to get those stories in. I shouldn't say it like that, but you shouldn't have to move to a different medium just to keep the story consistent. If you're a book reader, you're a book reader. If you're a comic reader, you're a comic reader. Some people are both.
Yep.
And I guess only the select few that are comic and book readers are going to understand everything, and they're going to be the smartest people in the room. Ha,
Right. See, I'm a comic reader, but like I got the first couple High Republic comics and they just didn't grab me.
Right.
Like it's like, this is not the medium in which I want to absorb this story. It's not grabbing me.
Yeah.
It's for whatever reason. I don't know what it was. But the novels I've been able to keep up with, and I somewhat enjoy them.
I'm good.
I'm not going to say I hate them. I'm not going to say I really enjoy them because I don't either.
Right.
Obviously, I'm still consuming them, so
yeah,
I'm getting something out of it. Mainly, I will say the main thing that keeps me interested is the villains are kind of intriguing to me. Which is good, right? It's kind of important for a story.
Yeah, totally.
If you don't find the villains to be intriguing, you're not going to find the whole story to be intriguing.
True.
So, but they kind of went away from those villains right now, and it's going into some backstory about them, I guess.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm confused.
Right.
Someday I'll take the time to figure out, put the pieces together for myself, so I'm not confused. But I haven't done that yet.
Right.
But anyway, the reason I went down this road, before we got sidetracked,
relates to Bad Batch somehow, right?
Bad Batch, and we were talking about Nerf nuggets.
Yes.
And the thing about reading this book is the number of times that they mentioned Tip-Yip.
The who?
the prime rib of Star Wars, right?
Oh,
what gotcha. You have on Life Day.
Oh. Yes. Let's make it even a reference to an even more obscure medium that, it's oh my God. It's lore. It's like an urban legend. Yes, you can go on YouTube and you can watch, right? All about Life Day on the holiday special. How many people actually have? Wow.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was the holiday special they mentioned Tip-Yip.
I don't know.
Or not.
I was assuming so because there's, it was all about Life Day and all that. If it's not there, then it's an even more obscure Life Day reference.
I know. I'm trying to remember. It was definitely in the Lego Star Wars stories.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. We have to we got to rein this in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? if we're making reference to Lego Star Wars, if that's where it's canon, it's like, okay, come on now. It's I don't know.
I'm just double checking because this is when it was first made available, to people at Galaxy's Edge. Well, duh.
Gotcha. So another reference we got here is it's a callback to the same show, which I can appreciate, right? Apparently, Wrecker owes Omega 2 cartons of Mantel mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that, popcorn. So that I'm okay with, right? That they established in this show, and it's this show calling back on this show. That works, Nerf nuggets, I guess, you have to kind of it's almost like they're trying to throw stuff out there to make people feel like they're the only ones in the room who got the joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, you can go a little too far with that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to say is who's scruffy looking, right?
Right. So the meat of this episode is that Hunter's off, Echo's off.
And everyone else has a gambling problem.
And everyone else has a gambling problem. And they're using too much power.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Everyone's got gambling problems. Omega and Wrecker. Sid. He's got to go bet on the races.
Yep.
And little did we know, Tech's a famous race car driver.
Yeah. Just a little bit of analysis of the course, and
yeah,
that was it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, this had pod racing and written all over it, right? But this is riot racing. Ooh, because I will say, I did love the disclaimer for the audience after the dude gets shot.
Watch out for blaster fire.
Watch out for blaster fire. And the dude just falls over. People look back at him. Hey! That was great.
Oh. You know what's funny is I saw that, and, like, I'm going to bring up my constant gripe.
Uh-oh.
Well, why do we got to stun everybody?
Huh?
Why in all these other episodes, when the Bad Batch are doing a mission, you just got to stun everybody, and then
right.
you have this.
Yeah. Dude
Like,
just gets
You
killed.
go to a race and you just get smoked.
Yep. It is true.
I mean, there's no doubt. That dude was dead.
Right? Oh, he had the big orange blaster spot on his chest. Like, oh yeah, he did.
Just a day at the races.
Just a day at the races. I love it. It's, yeah. I don't know. It was cool, but
Yeah. I mean, it was funny. I laughed.
it was funny. Yeah, that part was funny.
I was like, ooh.
So, yeah, riot racing. You get to use blasters and shields and mechanical implements to Mario Kart your other opponents. So, I thought the course had that kind of element to it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had obstacles popping out of the floor and stuff, and there were lightning bolts and this and that. You know,
Oh, it's definitely Mario Kart.
right. So,
You know, and you I mean, it really went like the whole Mario Kart thing. Like, you got to take the closed road and you get there faster.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The hard path. Totally. Yeah.
I did really kind of miss the part. Like, where was the track missing?
Oh,
Did you really catch that?
so you're going through a tube, right?
Yeah.
And those things are like, I don't know. The repulsors only keep them a little bit off the ground, right? So you need some resistance from the ground.
Right.
In that tube, there was a giant section of half the tube missing on the gravity side, so you fall down through it, right?
Right.
That's where Tech went up on the roof of that
Right.
tube. So, you know.
I
How-
caught that, but it just looked like he was dodging those, like, what would look like crystalline formations or whatever. The, like, obstacles that he was going up the sidewall to dodge.
Was that crystalline formation or torn tube? That's what it looked like to me. Torn
Okay,
apart
maybe it was
tube.
torn too.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know. But there was definitely a big giant hole. You know, something
Okay.
that you couldn't jump.
Because he was doing that right away and then, like, went back down and then, like, went back up again and then ends up on the ceiling.
Right. I think there was more than one of these holes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. The definitely a callback to pod racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was cool. So that was our episode 1 callback. Did you notice some of the drivers for these speeders when they were introducing them?
With all their, like, Mad Max names and stuff.
Yeah. So I took note of this, so I kind of jotted a note here. Quick Draw Quasar, right,
Mm-hmm.
was the driver who was a battle droid head on a protocol droid body. So nice callback to C-3PO, right? But in
Mhm.
episode 2. And then we had 2 more protocol droids after that, which I thought was odd.
Yeah,
But,
a lot of droids.
Yeah, a lot of droids. Yeah. Then it seemed like the only sentient racers out there are kind of working together to, you know, keep, what's his name? Malegi. Yeah. Keep his driver winning.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Callback. Episode 2. I like the battle droid on the protocol droid body.
Yeah, did you like the like hook on the one and then like just a circular saw on the other.
Seemed kind of weird, didn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. It was kind of like, why doesn't the middle ship just blast away? Like, does this hook disable the weapons? I'm sure that's going to be the explanation. Like, the first hook that grabs you, like, disables your weapon systems.
Gotcha.
So you can't just, like, well, now he's directly in front of you trying to get you with a circular saw. Like, just pull the trigger.
Right.
And blast away.
Yep.
Those shields ain't going to hold up forever.
Exactly. Yeah, do something, right? Yeah. I did like Tech, though. When they're getting ready to pull that maneuver on him, it's hilarious because, I understand. He's got sensors on board his speeder and all, whatever. But they show him kind of like look off to the side, almost as though it's like a glance back, though he's in his helmet. He can't see behind him. But that's what they were implying with that little glance. It was like,
oh, he was checking his rear view, man.
Oh, I got you. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not savages. You got rear views.
It's a busted up speeder they just fixed. Come on. Anyway, I just thought it was funny.
And they fixed the mirror. Safety first.
Gotcha. Sure. Yeah. Ask Teo about safety. Dude's so full of himself trying to tell Tech he's doing it wrong. Just gets smoked.
That made me laugh.
It was funny, I will say. Because I think from the time...
I think that's what's funny about that. I don't know if that necessarily was the reaction they were going for. It's probably meant to be like, ooh.
Yeah, but
I just laughed.
From the moment that droid got out of the speeder and started talking, it was like, oh, shut this guy up.
Smack.
And then it happened. It was like, yes.
Yeah, how do you program such ego?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing, right? Because here we have...
How do you? Why would you?
Both are valid questions, okay? But I'm thinking you have C-3PO, right? Who is quite clear about what his programming is all about, right? In episode 4. But we have two very similar droids, unmolested with B1 battle droid heads, racing these speeders. Where'd they get their programming from? I don't get
Amazon.
it. Yeah. I'm a little baffled by that, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But, Teo, yeah. I did chuckle when he got smoked. That was funny.
Bye.
For the second time.
I like the guy gets out and he just like shrugs like, eh.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, he just gets out and is like, I'm just parking right here. Whatever. But, yeah. So Tech volunteers to drive. Okay, cool. Tech makes it through, wins the race and all that good stuff. I thought, okay, this is going to be Tech's moment to like, as soon as I heard the crowd cheering, Tech, 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 I'm like, oh, let this dude get a big old grin on his face, like, yeah, this is cool. People love me. Nope. He's just like, waves. Hey.
Yeah, little salute.
Yeah, that's it. So, wow, this guy is a robot.
Yep. More of a robot than the robots.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what they were going for.
Yeah, maybe. So, I think this whole episode had one purpose and one purpose only. And that was for Milegi to hold up Wrecker, Tech, and Omega at the end to let them know that Sid's loyalty doesn't always go both ways. So, this is clearly setting us up for something. You thinking a betrayal? I mean, is this like a not so subtle foreshadowing of a betrayal coming up here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so, because Sid's obviously in a bad spot. With the way things are going with the Empire, business outlook isn't good.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're delivering Nerf nuggets, right? It's yeah, they've had better jobs.
I think if an opportunity comes up to hand this group over for some credits, guess what?
And she has mentioned to them directly, it's not a matter of if the Empire comes to this world. The Empire is going to come to this world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think she's trying to make those plans 2-3 steps ahead of time. So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the moral of this story is gambling will get you in trouble.
Yes.
And the only way to get out of it is to gamble more.
Yeah, exactly. Double or nothing. I mean, for all the kids who watch this show, we've taught them a new phrase, double or nothing.
Yep.
That's the only way to get out of it. Or get dead. That's Teo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, I shouldn't say this.
Well, you have to now.
This is so bad.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say it. What else does Disney own?
Everything?
Yeah. Like ESPN?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you got to indoctrinate them with gambling early, man.
Exactly. Betting on sports. Yeah, that seems to be a thing these days, isn't it?
Oh, it's so ridiculous. I mean, you're watching the football games now, and they're updating probabilities for the betting lines.
Yes.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So we're right. This is, double or nothing. There we go.
Double or nothing. You got to go for it. If you don't go for it, you can't get out.
Right. Oh, that's so horrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's everything I took from the episode. I think it was the whole episode was a setup for that line right there at the end. So It was fun. It was a fun episode, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a fun episode. It was much like watching Resistance, right? Like,
right.
Those scenes in animation now where they got ships or in this case racers, things like that. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, totally.
These fast sequences are really good.
Yeah, I like it better in this animation style too, as opposed to the Resistance style. This is.
I like the Resistance style for different reasons.
It was good, but I prefer this one better. I mean, it's more nostalgic to Clone Wars for me, honestly. So, it's got that similar look to it.
Yeah, and we had all those references to like racing and stuff like that in the past of Star Wars. So, seeing how much racing is a part of the Star Wars universe, it's pretty cool.
It is cool.
So,
we all know it's a nod back to George for that, because racing was another one of his passions. Which,
absolutely.
That's cool in and of itself. You want the real inside joke or inside scoop there? That's one of them, right? Just the whole racing bit itself. We know that comes from George himself. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. If you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewordsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. We're also on social media, @thewordsandmore on Twitter, facebook.com/thewordsandmore. You can find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewordsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think we've about covered it.
All right. We will talk next week.